What's going on, guys? It's Jimmy here, and welcome to our daily show where we discuss the fourth stimulus check updates, the next stimulus package, which will be the largest stimulus package ever at around $3.5 trillion, that both the Senate and Nancy Pelosi in the House of Representatives are now working on, as well as the next infrastructure package, which has passed the Senate, and the House of Representatives are kind of battling on whether or not the House of Representatives should vote on it and just pass it through and kind of get it over and done with, or whether or not it should be passed along with the next stimulus package as well. We also covered daily news and kind of breaking news stories, along with the third booster shot, which has now been approved in the United States for immunocompromised people, as well as now approved for anybody that has been fully vaccinated. I guess that's now no longer a saying, or will now no longer be a saying, but you can now be authorized to get a third shot of Pfizer and Moderna 8 months after you got a second shot, starting in September. I have more information on that in the previous video if you want to check that out. But yeah, we got a lot to cover, literally just by the hour, just things changing in the United States. And we'll be covering more information on the stimulus packages here in this video. So if you're new to the channel, make sure to subscribe down below. I'll keep you up to date with everything going on in our country, in Washington, D.C., and with this upcoming stimulus package, which is the largest yet to date at $3.5 trillion. All right, let's jump right in. Also, thank you so much for giving these videos a like. It really helps out our channel with the YouTube algorithm. The YouTube algorithm, who knows how that works. But let's jump right in. Also, I will have a special guest appearance at the end of this episode that you won't want to miss. I know a lot of you guys love our special guest appearances, so yeah, you'll definitely want to watch to the end of this video for our special guest appearance. Yeah, so make sure to watch to the end of this video. Okay, kind of obviously a really, really big story with our country today. The U.S. is working with the Taliban to evacuate tens of thousands of Americans that are still in Afghanistan and allies out of Afghanistan. Defense Secretary Lloyd Austin says that 5,000 people have been evacuated to date. There is still between 4,000 and 7,000 U.S. troops in Afghanistan at this moment, and tens of thousands of Americans as well in Afghanistan. And this could take some time to fully get everybody out of there, if that's even possible. President Biden says on a chaotic Afghanistan withdrawal, quote, "I don't think it was a failure." You can let us know down below in the comments if you agree with that or not. Of course, a lot of people, especially from the opposite political party, think the exact opposite. Yeah, I mean, of course, it's a very, very tense political situation. But a lot of people, especially from his own political party, again, I tend to be not from either political party, think it's been a long-awaited departure, about 20 years, that it's been time to withdraw. The U.S. has announced that they have already halted dollar shipments to Afghanistan to keep cash out of the Taliban's hands. U.S. officials are also blocking Taliban from Afghanistan government accounts managed by the Fed and U.S. banks. Also, there's actually kind of a peaceful agreement between the Taliban and the Americans, the United States, kind of an agreement to withdraw peacefully. And I mean, this kind of only makes sense because honestly, the United States can go back at any given time. I mean, we did just send about 5,000 troops back. So at any given time, we could go back and stay there as long as we wanted. I don't think that, I mean, remember, former President Trump had withdrawn his troops from, I think it was around 15,500 down to around 2,500 by the time President Biden had come in. And the original plan from former President Donald Trump was to withdraw by May 1st completely. And President Biden delayed that a little bit. I know the controversy is that this withdrawal kind of came all at once. And President Biden delayed the withdrawal a little bit past then. And the controversy is how the end withdrawal happened. I understand that. And again, I'm not from either party, so I have no kind of qualms about telling you guys, at least in my opinion, I guess, how it all went down. But if this goes wrong even more so than kind of how it does, and if Americans, if we have a not satisfactory, again, more than how it is, we can go back at any given time, right? If like a war breaks out or anything like that, we can go back. Okay, so remember that option is always on the table. I don't think, again, largely from polls and public opinion, the vast majority of Americans think it's long overdue time to get out of there. It's been 20 years. Again, I don't think that the majority of people think that we need to be over there for another 20 years. We've spent trillions of dollars and lost how many lives? And but we have an agreement to withdraw peacefully, so we will just have to see how that goes. Senator Ron Wyden, a pro-stimulus, he's actually called for in the past all three stimulus checks. He's one of the leading stimulus speakers, I don't know the correct wording there. A top Democrat has unveiled a bill aimed at making housing more affordable. Could be another stimulus provision possibly here in this next stimulus package. Remember, they're kind of putting proposals here, different types of stimulus items that could be considered in this next stimulus package. Senate Finance Committee Chairman Ron Wyden, a Democrat from Oregon, on Wednesday rolled out legislation aimed at making housing more affordable for Americans. Quote, "It's time America's lawmakers get with the program and enact 21st century housing policies that adequately address 21st century challenges," Wyden said in a statement. According to a summary of the bill from Ron Wyden's office, the legislation seeks to house everyone's experiencing homelessness within 5 years through housing vouchers. Housing vouchers. Interesting. The bill would also strengthen the low-income housing tax credit. Remember, the tax credits remember, stimulus checks themselves are tax credits. The child tax credits are basically checks that's sent out to Americans. And remember, you don't have to actually file a tax return to get a tax credit. Remember, stimulus checks, you don't have to actually file a tax return to get a tax credit. Remember, the child tax credits, you can be a non-filer to get the tax credit as well, which is provided to developers of housing for low-income tenants. So again, the bill would also strengthen the low-income housing tax credit, which is provided to developers of housing for low-income tenants, and it would create new tax credits for developers who house middle-income tenants for property owners who rent to low-income tenants. Additionally, it would establish a tax credit for first-time home buyers. So there again, we see the first-time home buyer tax credit come into play or mentioned again, potentially could be in this next stimulus package. Ron Wyden unveiled his legislation 1 week after the Senate passed a budget resolution that will allow Democrats to pass a wide-ranging spending bill later this year without any reconciliation votes. Housing is expected to be one of the areas of focus on that bill, and Ron Wyden will play a key role in crafting the legislation because he leads the Senate committee with jurisdiction over the tax policy. Yeah, so some interesting things here we could see. As you can see here, Senator Ron Wyden's new bill wants to tackle the housing crisis and wipe out homelessness along the way. It also mentions first-time home buyer tax credits or first-time home buyer credits along the way. Yeah, so I have that on my list here. Where is it? $25,000 home buyer credits. So that has been mentioned several times throughout the stimulus process here as one of the items There's been several different proposals, and even mentioned here in this new proposal, of a potential new home buyer credits, or even for people that have bought homes in recent years, of a potential home buyer tax credit of up to $25,000. So that is one of these stimulus provisions that could be included in this next stimulus package. Yeah. So I just want to kind of mention that out there. And remember, the tax credits, again, we've kind of talked about that. I know tax credits can be confusing, just like the child tax credits, just like stimulus checks are actually really just a check. So sometimes a tax credit can be a stimulus check. Remember, stimulus check, the actual name for it is an adult, or I'm sorry, is a advanced refundable tax credit. You don't have to even be a tax filer. You can be somebody without any earned income at all, still get a stimulus check. You could be, for example, a stay-at-home mom who doesn't have any earned income. You could be like somebody on Social Security who doesn't have any earned income and obviously still get a stimulus check. You could be a non-filer and get the child tax credits. Okay, so remember, tax credits can mean advanced checks. Remember, they're sending out the child tax credits in advance this year. The 6 months of payments for the second half of this year, you're getting them in advance. The $250 to $300 monthly payments. Stimulus checks are sent in advance. They send them out pretty much immediately as soon as they're passed. And if you don't end up getting a missing check, like if you didn't get stimulus check 1 or 2, you claim that on a tax return. Again, if you didn't get stimulus check number 1 or 2, you file a 2020 tax return and you claim that on line, I'm having a mind blank here. I think it's line 30 or 32. You file a 2020 tax return and you claim it on line, why can't I remember this? It's either line 30 or 32. You put the amount that is owed to you on that tax return and you claim how much is owed to you for you, your spouse, or any child dependents or any dependents, how much is owed to you on that missing tax return. You can't do that for stimulus check number 3 yet if you haven't got stimulus check number 3, because that's for this tax year, 2021, and well, this tax year is not over. But if you don't end up getting stimulus check number 3, or even stimulus check number 4, if that comes out this tax year, if you don't end up getting that, you can file that on this year's tax return, 2021. Also, they're saying there is going to be an adult tax credit in this next package. We just don't know how much it's going to be, who's going to qualify for it. Is it going to be a monthly tax credit similar to the child tax credits? Yeah, so we don't really know. Is it going to be $3,000 to $3,600 per year, similar to these child tax credits that, by the way, end at the end of this year? So if you're one of the 65 million people that get the child tax credits, you're really hoping that they extend that and pass that, because that ends this year. They want to extend that until 2025, but again, they have to do that and pass that and extend that. But they're also saying is going to be an adult tax credit in this next package, and maybe it'll be $3,000 to $3,600, just like it is for children. But what will it entail? Will it be the same thing? Will it be monthly payments? Will it be for low income? Will there be an income cutoff? All these things we don't know yet, but we will be finding out soon. Also, I want to tell you guys something interesting that I'm kind of researching, because it's pretty interesting, even for me, somebody who follows this on a day-to-day basis. It's because it's a different process than kind of last time, and the reconciliation process is a very, very difficult process. Okay, because one, it's something that's very rarely done, and we're talking about like legal jargon here. Okay, so I'm looking into it. Number one is that, remember how the Senate has passed, and you might get lost here. This is very confusing. No lie. If you don't understand this, no big deal. But I just kind of want to let you know kind of the process here of what my research is going through. If you don't know, hopefully you know this by now. We put a lot of time into these videos, a lot of research, and that's why I like to show you things on the screen. I show you these articles all the time of my stimulus research, daily news research, like the booster shots, whatever we're talking about, right? Like I always show you my articles on the screen so you know it's true, because If we're talking about Congress is proposing something like the Ron Wyden thing we just showed, boom, it's right there on the screen. So like you can read it. It's true. It's not just like something made up, right? Like, oh, the FDA just approved a third booster shot or whoever, right? Boom, it's right there on the screen. You could read along and you see it, it's true, right? Okay. Well, the Senate has passed 2 procedural votes in the Senate. They passed 50 to 49. All 50 Democrats passed it. And then all Republicans voted no, and they passed. But here's kind of where things are, is that I don't want to get too ahead of myself because I'm deep in research right now. So the House of Representatives actually has the next step, okay, not the Senate, okay? I think it's actually going to go from the Senate to the House next, okay? It's kind of different because last time around, the House just did everything. And this time it started with the Senate. Now it's going back to the House. So, yeah, I'll let you know here in the next video or two as I kind of go through this research. But, yeah, I'll keep you up to date on that because that's why and remember the House is coming back. The House is on their recess, which is actually a state work period. Okay, but remember, they go to their states and they're working. But that's why the House is kind of fighting right now, which is weird because it's like, I originally thought that the Senate was going to fully pass the bill, but now it actually might be a slightly different process than what I thought because the Senate passed the bill not fully in these 2 stages of basically the motion to proceed. And now, from what I understand, because again, it's a very, very complicated process, even for me, because again, like I said, a very, very complicated process. I think it's actually going to go over to the House of Representatives next to continue on with the reconciliation process. So I think that's what they're going to be doing. And it's interesting that it's going to go from the Senate, even though it's not fully passed, the bill's not written. It's now going to shift over to the House as the next portion of the procedure. We know that the infrastructure package is fully past the Senate, and we have some Democrats saying we should just pass the infrastructure package, get it out of the way. And then we have some Democrats saying, no, we don't want to do that. We want to use that as an insurance policy to make sure that the $3.5 trillion stimulus package passes. So yeah, I'll keep you up to date with everything. All right. You want to show everybody your new haircut? Show everybody your new hair. We got matching haircuts.
New haircut.
Yeah, Mommy cut our new hair. Or Mommy cut our haircuts. Mommy cut our head. Yeah. Whose haircut looks better?
Mine.
What about mine?
No, mine.
What about mine?
No, mine.
I think mine looks better.
No, mine.
Mine.
No, mine.
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 What?
Mine.
I think mine looks better.
No, mine.
Yeah, we are the future.
No, mine is better.
What?
Mine is better.
Why are you so cute?
My head is better.
Okay, you're the best.
Yeah.
Why are you the best?
You are not the best.
I'm not the best. Who's the best?
Me, yes. Not you. Me.
You.
Yeah.
Why are you the best?
Because I know the best.
You're gonna knock me out like Rocky. I remember when I used to have that much energy. It was a long time ago, kid. It was a long time ago. Enjoy it while you can.
And he's head, shoulders, knees and toes, knees and toes. Head, shoulders, knees and toes, knees and toes.
Yeah.
Head, shoulders, knees and toes, knees and toes.
All right. Say we love you.
We love you. Next.
Say bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Say we love you.
We love you.
Say we'll see you in the next video.
We'll see you in the next video.
So yeah, there's my beautiful son, Julian. Let me know your thoughts. I'll keep you up to date with everything. Make sure to subscribe down below. New videos come out here every day at 10 a.m., 3 p.m., and 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. You can click this top video here to watch my newest stimulus check video next. And this video teaches you how to start your own business selling products on Amazon, which I teach people how to do and replace their 9-to-5 income. So click on one of those videos next. Thanks, guys, and I will see you in the next video.